most mindfulness and meditation is about calming what is happening in here, calming what is happening in my body, in my mind, in my mental experience. It's about turning the lens inwards, turning the focus inwards, so that I can become extremely familiar with everything that goes on internally in this experience.
When I'm thinking about this distinction between introspection and extrospection, I'm thinking, what is it about this axis that is interesting from the perspective of meditation? Because as you say, I think maybe the big mindfulness season that happened, it lasted for like a decade, starting around the 2010s or so in American culture. It was very introspective, as I remember. And so that you introduced this term to me, extrospection, when you were describing this meditation practice called opening awareness, it's just very interesting to me, why that might be important.
Yeah, because the purpose of opening awareness is eventually to become beneficent, functional, active in the world. It is to facilitate that connective experience of doing and being and making great things in the world. And the extrospective move is to eventually facilitate fluidity of self in the world so as to be more effective. It's about having an impact. And so the kind of meditation that you are engaged in and the degree to which it is introspective and or extrospective or encompassing a wider field is going to make a difference in the long run, I think, to how you are in the world, in your way of being. So it seems pretty important from that point of view.
And so there was this view that was like snuck along into a lot of this practice. And we have some kind of, maybe it comes from our Christian culture in the West, I'm not sure, this orientation towards life that it is somehow wrong at base. It's defiled in some way. There's something wrong with being in the world. And the way to deal with that is ultimately to get away from the world, to get away from all of the bad stuff, the defilement, and so on. And, I found that as soon as I heard there is a style of practice that is about orienting towards what is happening in a way that makes the possibility for acting effectively in the world more available and not less, that doesn't close off avenues of possibility according to what is preferred or not preferred, I found that to be exhilarating.
The one opening awareness doesn't deny or doesn't only focus outside. It's more to do with focus in itself and more to do with the preferential focus that is emphasized in other kinds of practice. That is just
the mechanism.
That is loosened so that nothing in the field of awareness is given preferential focus.
Well, so as you describe it, you're describing the method itself, the instructions for the method of opening awareness that I received from you at first were remain uninvolved. But my guess is just from your description right there, this preferential selection for sensation, selection against sensation, relaxing that function for a period of time during meditation. It sounds like you still introduce it in something like the same way.
I like that phrase, relaxing it. Yeah. I still use remaining uninvolved, remain present and uninvolved with whatever is happening in experience. And it seems to me that across the board, meditation, mostly pretty much every kind of silent, sitting still meditation is actually introspective. And so therefore introducing something that is a little bit opening, more extrospective than what one has been used to is the difference. That is the differentiator between opening awareness and other kinds of meditation. So experientially, when I started experiencing some of the difference in opening awareness, let's see if I can bring examples. My life became a lot more joyous, like a lot more spontaneous as well. Like things loosened up quite a bit. I felt more relaxed. I'm naturally quite shy and quite introverted, and especially as a young adult, I had a lot of difficulty finding connection and being loose and free and relaxed in connection with others. And opening awareness helped me a lot in that respect. It opened out the possibility of just being able to relax in conversation, in activity, to have a sense of connected respect and resourcefulness with others as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so the results in the world are somewhat connected to the results as you're sitting on the cushion. There's an opening and a relaxing as you're sitting and getting used to the meditation over time. And I think that naturally just begins to arise in the world as well. Spacious clarity can be used in relation to sitting in meditation and the result experienced in meditation. It's kind of useful because it also describes an arising experience in the world. And it's a very loose, not translation exactly, it's a description of what occurs in Nepa, which is the Tibetan word for the result of the meditation that opening awareness is derived from. And that is presence of awareness with absence of stuff arising in mind. It's a very vivid experience because when there's a lot less occurring in your mental states, in your narratives, your ideation, or everything that's going on in your storytelling or your usual habitual response and reactivity internally and in the world, when all of that subsides and you still have extrospection available and you're still connected and open and interacting, then this very vivid, spacious, vibrant, energetic experience of being in the world can arise. And that's what I mean by spacious clarity. So in opening awareness, where you are heading, and I have you to thank for this, Max. I think you originally brought this language, including everything. And that's really what the practice is about. It's including everything in awareness. And then one's experience of presence becomes very different. One can be present in many, many different ways. So including that extrospection in one's practice makes a different sort of presence possible, and that presence is the spacious clarity that we've been talking about, that fullness and vibrancy.
Well said.
Oh, thank you, Max.